We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Hey everyone, welcome to week 3 of We're Off to See the Wizard, the blog series for Asheville Community Theater's production of The Wizard of Oz. This week we sit down and introduce all of you to the 4 Friends of Oz.
Hello!
Hey, we're off to see the wizard. I'm John. I'm sitting here with Faith. Faith is our Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. So Faith, tell me a little bit about yourself.
I'm 15 years old, and I'm a sophomore in high school, and I live in Burnsville, North Carolina.
How long have you been doing theater?
I started theater when I was around 6 years old, and my first show was Annie Jr., and I played Molly. And I've been doing theater, I guess, for like 8 years now.
Right.
Yeah.
So, do you still remember a line, one of your Molly lines?
Nope. Nope.
Do you know?
Maybe Mama. Yeah, that's about it.
Do you know one of your Dorothy lines?
One of my Dorothy lines? Yes, I do. Oh,
Give me one.
jeepers! My heart's thumping so loud I can't hardly breathe.
That's a good one.
Stay tuned.
Jeepers. I think that's all. I think that's about.
Oh, Jiminy Crickets.
I think that's about all we can legally say on this video.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to say anymore.
Oh, yeah.
So, what is your dream role that you want to play?
My dream role. I just had this not too long ago.
Or it could be 1 or 2.
Yeah, 1 or 2. I'd love to be in Godspell. Anything in Godspell, or
Turn back, old man.
or
I started that way too low.
huh?
I started that song way too low. I'd have to go da 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 boom.
How low can you sing?
The lowest I could sing sitting down is like boom. So here's a fun fact. I have a really good friend of mine who we argue all the time whether I'm a tenor or not. I always say I'm a tenor, and she's like, "You're not a tenor." I will admit I am no longer a tenor.
I've been a tenor.
I'm a baritone, is what I call myself, baritone tenor. But the lion is very much a baritone role. If I were king. So Godspell, I also want to be in Godspell. I want to be Jesus.
Yeah.
Or John the Baptist, either one.
Yeah.
Let's see. You've done your first show. I first saw
I'd
you.
like to be Nancy and Oliver.
Nancy and Oliver. My first thing I saw you in was on this stage. It's actually the only thing I've seen you in.
I was
When you
in
played Anne Frank in
The Diary of Anne Frank.
And you were fantastic.
Thank you.
And I was very amazed. And when I saw that you were cast in the show, I was super excited to work for you.
Like when we first met each other, we already bonded. It was already
I am her
a
uncle.
bond. He's my favorite uncle.
I'm her
So should we
favorite
tell them
uncle.
the story
Don't-
about the No?
But also don't tell the others that I'm your favorite. I mean, they'll find out in this video. But it's okay.
Yeah, don't tell anyone.
Don't tell the secret. I'm her favorite uncle. All right. Peace.
Bye.
I'm here with Mark Jones. Mark Jones, tell them who you're playing in the show.
Hey y'all, I am playing the Tinman.
The Tinman. And what's your farmer name?
Hickory.
Hickory.
As in a tree.
Nice. So, Mark, tell us a little bit about you and Asheville Community Theater, because I know you have a long history with it.
Yes, I started at Asheville Community Theater in 1992. I had just graduated from high school, and my first show was Camelot, which was with Jerry Crouch, who was playing King Arthur. And, of course, Jerry Crouch is also directing The Wizard of Oz now. But I have been involved in multiple productions at ACT since then, as an actor and also as a director. Yeah.
So, do you want me to tell you how old I was when you first did a show here?
How old?
I was 5. In 1992, I was 5.
Well, yeah.
4, depending on what time of the year it was.
Some of the people in this show were not even born yet.
Yes. Some of the people in the show were not born when I first did Wizard of Oz. So you mentioned you're a director.
Yes.
That's actually how you and I met.
Yes.
I was a stage manager for you in Alice in Wonderland Jr.
Yes.
And then again for Frog and Toad.
Yes.
So you do a lot of work with kids.
I do.
And teens. What are you directing in February?
In February, I will be directing The Fantastics here at Asheville Community Theater.
Sweet.
Which is a show that actually in 1998 I was in as an actor here at ACT. I played the boy.
Right.
And now I'm directing it, so it's kind of full circle. So it's kind of nice.
And also full circle, you are not the first person in your family to be in this show at this theater, are you?
Correct. In 1973, April of 1973, my uncle played the Tin Man on this very same stage with Tanglewood Children's Theater. It was not this production, of course, because the Royal Shakespeare Company production was not available then. It was a different version with some of the songs from the movie and other strange songs in it. But yes, he was on this very same stage. I actually was born that year.
Oh, cool.
So technically I was at that performance. My mother just didn't know she was pregnant with me.
Right. So that's
because I was born in December of that year. So
right. That's a really cool full circle with this show and with working with Jerry and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's why I've always wanted to do this show. In my entire 30-some years of theater, I've never done The Wizard of Oz. I have wanted to do it because of that reason, because the Tin Man, it's just one of those things. As a child, you see the newspaper clippings of your uncle, and you know he's a star to you, and it's like I want to do that same role. So it's always been a dream role of mine to play the Tin Man. So here I am.
Absolutely. And much like I said in my first blog, the Cowardly Lion is a dream role of mine overall. So it's going to be really fun, and I'm glad that I get to share the stage with you again. Because earlier this year we were on stage for a song with U.S. Cowboy Bob and Footloose. So it was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
So let everybody know, what is your favorite line from Wizard of Oz, whether it's yours, whether it's somebody else's.
Well, my favorite line has to be, well, there's two. It's hard to, there's a toss-up. Would be not my line, but the wizard says, a heart is not judged by how much you are loved, or how much you love, but how much you are loved by others.
Absolutely.
And then I also, my favorite line to say, which I know I would probably cry every night when I say it, is, now I know I have a heart because it's breaking. Yeah. And I just love saying that. It's just, you know, it made me a little teary-eyed right now saying it.
As we're saying goodbye to Dorothy.
Yes, exactly.
Absolutely. Well, thanks for sitting down with me, and let's get on back to rehearsal.
Sounds good.
Let's see some clips from this week's rehearsals.
5, 6, ready.
Should be unbelievable, just a reason of the reason of things I can't explain.
Stop.
Think what does it be even worthy? There's a big just be careful, not so away from July.
And now, back to our interview. All right, we are here with Dylan Giles, who plays the Scarecrow in Wizard of Oz. So Dylan, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, obviously, my name is Dylan Giles. I'm 24. I build doors in the community at Jennings Builder Supply and Hardware. I sing a cappella music, beatboxer, bass, tenor, all that. And, you know, been doing theater my whole life.
Right. So this isn't the first time you've done Wizard of Oz, is it?
No. Several years ago, I got to be the Scarecrow down in Florida, where I was born and raised.
Sweet. How is it doing the same role a second time?
It's fun, and it's a whole different experience because you have a whole different crew, you have a whole different quartet of members that are your leads, and it's a whole new experience based on the same material, and you get to see how different directors, different people on the staff bring completely different ideas and takes on a show. So it's actually a lot of fun to see it from that angle.
So the four of us, Dorothy, Scarecrow, Tin Man, Lion, out of the four of us, 3 of us have done a show together before, right?
Yep.
So we all did Footloose earlier this year.
Yes, what a fun show.
What a fun show, where you played...
I played Ren, the Kevin Bacon character.
The Kevin Bacon character. So the last time you did this show, did you know your other, this Tin Man and the Lion before you did that show?
I was best friends with the girl that played Dorothy, actually. And then I knew the Tin Man through the community and acting. And I'd never met the Lion before, but he actually turned out to be a very tight-knit part of the group as well. We all got along extremely well, all about the same age too. I think every one of us is 20, 21.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So, do you think that helps knowing, especially with this show, if the main quartet know each other to kind of make that stronger?
Yeah, it definitely can play a part in making sure that your comfortability together on stage is so important in this show specifically, because you do have to be, it's a child finding these best friends along her trip, and like you have to just be able to be so open and friendly and like truly actually connect well with each other so it comes across to the audience. Because it's a lot of the show, it's got a good script, but a lot of it is placed into the actors and their actual ability to give that connection, a vision on stage that people can see.
Absolutely, I agree. So what's your favorite part of being the Scarecrow?
Ooh. Oh man, I enjoy a whole lot of it. Probably my favorite is when the Scarecrow gets torn apart.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he starts to be like, well, they tore my legs off and threw them over here. And tore my arms off over here. That's probably one of my favorite parts. It usually gets a good audience reaction, and it makes me laugh and smile.
And then I get to say, that's you all over.
Oh God.
There's a ton of great puns in the show.
Oh, it is.
And that's definitely one of them.
It's a sticky show for
Very
sure.
sticky show. So I've asked a couple of the other people throughout this week, but what is your favorite line in this show? It can either be said by you or by somebody else.
Oh, it's definitely my line where they're talking about people without brains do an awful lot of talking, don't they?
Absolutely. That's one that tends to get a lot of laughs.
Oh, yeah.
So we run August 4th through 27th.
Yep.
That's every weekend in October. The first 2 weekends we do Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday, Saturday at 7:30, Sunday at 2:30. Then the last 2 weekends are Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Where Thursdays are 7:30 and Friday, Saturday 7:30 and Sunday at 2:30. So Dylan, can you tell everybody where they can find and buy tickets?
AshevilleTheater.org.
AshevilleTheater.org. Thanks, my man.
Of course.
See y'all there. Thanks so much, Faith, Mark, and Dylan, for sitting down and talking with me this week. And thank you all for coming back to read the blog and watch the video. Join us next week as I introduce you to all of our other friends, and even some of our enemies, in The Wizard of Oz. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me by commenting on the blog, on YouTube, on Facebook, or if you're on Instagram or Twitter, shoot me a question to @the1JohnO, one spelled out, with the hashtag AskTheWizard. Until next time.
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.